All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Little Steakhouse for today's lunch with Coach MONTE Coleman, broadcasted live on 89.7 KUAP. If you have any questions for Coach Coleman or the players, you can give us a call at 870-575-UAPB or 870-575-8272, or you can hit us up on Twitter at UAPB Lions Roar. This past Saturday, the Golden Lions traveled to Houston, Texas to take on Texas Southern in their third consecutive homecoming game as UAPB defeated Texas Southern 38-37 at BBVA Compass Stadium. Golden Lions linebacker Willie Duncan III was named SWAC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance against Texas Southern as he finished the contest with 11 tackles. This week, UAPB will return to the Conference of Golden Lions Stadium to take on Mississippi Valley State on Saturday, November 1st in a 2:30 p.m. kick. This will be the first of three home games slated for the month of November. The Golden Lions currently lead the series against the Delta Devils 25-18-1, with UAPB winning the last 6 meetings. Mississippi Valley State is currently 2-6 and 1-5 in conference play and was idle this past weekend. In their last outing, the Delta Devils dropped a 52-19 decision to Prairie View at Rice-Totten Stadium in Itta Bena, Mississippi. At this time, we ask for the players to introduce themselves. Mr. Young.
My name is Willie Young. I'm from New Orleans, and I play wide receiver at the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff.
All right. We ask for opening comments from Mr. Young. We'll talk about last week's win against Texas Southern and talk about playing Mississippi Valley this week.
Last week was a hard-fought game for the team. It definitely was a big win because it really got us back where we need to be, like our confidence better, and we just looking forward to next week playing Mississippi Valley. Going hard, working in practice hard, or even much harder because now we know what it takes to win. So we looking forward to this weekend.
All right, we'll have opening comments from the head top dog himself, head coach MONTE Coleman.
Well, once again, I want to thank everyone for being here at Tony's Little Steakhouse, and thank Mr. Tony for hosting this for us. What a difference a week makes. Last week, of course, we were coming off a terrible loss, and now this week coming past with Texas Southern, for us to go down on another homecoming and play well. We had a lot of great things that happened in this particular ball game. And the thing that I noticed the most about our football team this week, I think we matured just a tad bit as far as playing as a team. And I think Mr. Willie Young he kind of alluded to, the effort that was given in this particular ball game. I kind of reckon it to a heavyweight fight. It was Texas Southern for a minute, us for a minute, Texas Southern for a minute, us for a minute, and we finally got the knockout punch with a blocked field goal by Mark Lucian in the fourth quarter, which we needed desperately. We've got to get better. We know we've got to get better. The team is striving to get better. I did something that was very unique last week. I had one-on-one meetings with every player on the football team, and I explained to them the difference between being an individual and being a team. I contradict whoever came up with the saying, there's no I in team. I believe there is I in the team. And that I is not in the physical spelling of it, but that team makes up that individual makes up a team. And I challenged every individual that I sat with last week, Tuesday through Thursday, to do their part, and that's all I wanted them to do. Play with enthusiasm, have a better attitude, better work ethic, and of course, don't bring our teammates down. And I thought every one of us came to the table or came to Texas Southern with that attitude, and now we won our first SWAC football game for the year, and we're hoping and praying that this carries over this week and against Mississippi Valley. So we're excited. Great game by Willie Young, great game by Ben Anderson. Willie Duncan had a great game, and definitely Mark Lucian for the block of the field goal to help us win that football game. So it's a great day for us to be here today with the win under our belt.
All right, we'll open up for Q&A. If you have any questions for Coach Coleman or the players, you can give us a call at 870 870-575-UAPB or 870-575-8272, or you can hit us up on Twitter at UAPB Lions Roar. If you have any questions for coach or players, we ask that you raise your hand and be recognized and step forward. Yes, Mr. Morrell.
Hey, Coach. It's Mississippi Valley Week, and now you guys gave up 580-something yards against Texas Southern, but in the 3 games against Valley that I've covered here, they've all been defensive battles. How do you sharpen up the defensive effort against a Valley team that we don't know if they'll gain only 200 yards or if they'll gain 500 yards?
You know, one of the downfalls that we've got right now is our ability to tackle. We're not tackling very well. You know what I see, we gave up a lot of yards versus Texas Southern, like you just said. But, you know, if we can come out at the end of the day with a victory, then the statistic part of it is not that important. Yeah, we don't strive, or we don't try to go in and give up a lot of points or yards. But the ultimate quest is to get the victory.
Yeah.
We will be working on our tackling more this week. We will be doing some things a little bit different against Valley that we hadn't done throughout the year. And hopefully we can contain their quarterback. They've got an explosive running back also. And, you know, they throw the ball. It's about 50-50. It's a balanced offense. And the thing that we've got to do is we just got to make sure that we come to play defensively so that we can hold down the points and also hold down their yardage, total yardage.
Right. You've been on the winning end of almost all of these victories in a row against Mississippi Valley, and before that, Valley had a little streak against UAPB. What has been the formula for you in getting a win? What I think is just a natural rivalry here.
It's just been sound. We've been sound offensively, we've been sound defensively, and we've been sound special teams wise. Against Valley, which is a little bit different than some of the other schools, we hadn't really given up a lot of big plays versus years past against them. And that's what it's going to take this week. We can't give up big plays. And unfortunately for us, last week against Texas Southern, that's what we did defensively. We gave up big runs. We blew coverages on occasions, and just didn't have our responsibilities in check. So against Valley this week, which is a very good football team, you know, they had the week off. They had 2 weeks. Coach Comagee, the head coach, we're very familiar with each other. So I look for him to bring out all the stops because he's kind of like us. We have nothing to lose, and we're going to bring out all the stops too. I'll try to win this football game.
All right, joining us, ladies and gentlemen, is running back Mr. Brian Hanley. Mr. Hanley, talk about last week's contest against Texas Southern.
The game, I felt like we played very well, especially on offense and defensive side. Offense, we did better by, instead of us coming back in the fourth, we bring it out in the first half with run and pass. We played well, worked hard, and defense, they did real better in the second half by stopping them and containing them, and just in the second half they fought and we worked hard and got the win. Hopefully we can finish this season out and with 4 wins and finish with a 500 record.
All right. Are there any questions? Any more questions from? Yes, sir. Step forward, please.
Bubba Pettigrew fan. Gentlemen, all of you, I have always said that since the 60s, I've always thought that pound for pound, we recruit the best athletes in this way. And not just you, Monte, but I mean coach after coach after coach. It's something about UAPB that draws that crowd. And to kind of prove that, not knowing what I'm asking, I'm going to do this just out front, handily. What do you run the 40 in? About?
I've estimated probably a 4.443 somewhere in there.
Okay, you hear this? 4.443. Willie Young, what do you run the 40 in?
I estimate like at a 4.34.
Now, this is professional athlete fast, is it not, Monte?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But I'm a little insulted.
Okay.
I mean, you asked these two gentlemen what they run the 40 in, but you didn't ask me what I run. So I'm a little bit taken back by that. You're not interested in my 40 time. Was there a reason? Was there a reason?
Forgive me.
Don't let this gray hair fool you.
Well, hopefully we won't ever need Joe 40.
I hope not either.
You just keep recruiting the ball.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Monte, first let me compliment you two athletes. Some kind of way we turn this thing around, and I think that this is going to be a taste of what's to come. I feel certain that we can win the rest of our games this season. It's just it's in the mindset of the athlete. You know, the coaches are doing their job. I got to say it. You know, somebody may say blah blah this and blah blah that, but I think if the athletes execute on what the coach coaches, I think we win just like then. You know, Monte, last week you told me I was asking you about trick plays and things like that. You said I play hard-nosed football, and then turn around and win the game last week. So I think that's the proof that's in the pudding right there.
You know, the thing that we try to do, Bubba, and especially right now, it's one game at a time. You know, I'm not even trying to paint a big picture as far as the remaining games. The only game that's important for us last week was the Texas Southern game. We didn't look forward to Valley. We're not looking forward to Alcorn, Homecoming, or any of those games. And that's how it is right now for the upcoming game. Our main focus is just one football game. We're preparing for Mississippi Valley, and that's what we want to do. Now, the thing that we want to do in this game against Valley is we want to play as a team, and I feel like we played very team conscious last week against Texas Southern, and that's why at the end of the game we were able to come back and win that. When we needed a touchdown, we got touchdowns. When we absolutely needed touchdowns, I'm talking about we're in our 2-minute mode. Now, I told Coach Jones, I said, you know, 2 minutes, yeah, I want you to drive the ball, and at the end of the drive, score, of course, but leave no time on the clock. His second play in 2 minutes, I mean, he scored a touchdown to Willie Young for 69 yards. And I'm saying to myself, oh, man. But, you know, that's how it is. So right now, our focus is not on, you know, what our record can be for the end of the season. Our record is beating. Our focus is playing against Mississippi Valley this weekend, and then the next week we'll play against whoever it is, Prairie View, I think it is, for homecoming, and we're going to take them one game at a time, and just try to knock those Giants off one game at a time.
Coach, in reading some of I.C. Morrell's wonderful comments about the team, his coverage of the team, I have surmised that the third quarter has become a problem for us, lack of scoring. And I just wonder when this team, when UAPB or any other team goes in for halftime, what is it like, that 20 minutes that you're in that locker room? Do you make adjustments knowing that the other team is going to make adjustments and try to adjust to the adjustments? What happens?
Yeah, well, basically, when we go in at halftime, I'll meet with the coaches, the defensive coaches, the offensive coaches get together, and they'll see if they need to make some adjustments, the same way we do on defense. And then we'll meet with the defensive squad, and we'll meet with the offensive squad. If any adjustments are made during that time, of course they are. And then when we come back out, we warm up and we get ready to play. Now, in this particular ball game, we've played Grambling, which we came back a little flat for for our third quarter, and we came back a little flat at Texas Southern third quarter. They had long, extensive, because it was their homecoming, long, extensive half times, longer than normal. And then they made it even longer because the band stayed on the field even after the time had expired. So, you know, it's hard to say why we come out a little flat. It worked in my advantage because I deferred the opening kickoff so that we can come and have the ball, the offense can have the ball third quarter. But unfortunately for us, we just didn't drive the ball. And then we got the ball on defense, and they scored twice. 14 points in the third quarter, so definitely not anything that we want to happen. We try to play through that because I truly believe that third quarter, when you come back out, that's when you really set the tone of how that second half is going to go. So I feel very fortunate that we were able to come out of there having that third quarter, as bad as it was, that we were able to come out and still win that football game.
One more question, Coach. I read everything comes from I.C. Morrell, of course, everybody. But in reading about what happened, I noticed. You have to correct me. Make sure I'm okay right on this. But on third down and long plays, Willie Duncan, our middle linebacker, was coming out of the game. I guess you put a nickel back in there. Is this what you normally do? Did you tweak the defense in any kind of way, knowing that we gave up 63 points the game before last, then only 37 this week? Did you do any tweaking, or was it just normal ball?
Actually, we did tweak. We put a different package in. We put what we call a dime package or a jack package, where the middle linebacker comes out and a defensive lineman comes out. So doing that, we've got 3 down linemen, we've got 2 linebackers, and we've got 7 defensive backs. So is that? I need to add that up. 7, 8, 9, 10. No, we got 6 defensive backs. So with that, I was cheating, wasn't I? whatever it takes to win. But no, with 6 defensive backs now, because they were throwing the football, we put those. We take that linebacker out and pick that lineman out, so that we can be more efficient on the pass. Yes, sir.
All right, any more questions for Coach or the players? All right, once again, we'd like to thank you for coming out and having lunch with us. Just a reminder, you can kick off your Halloween at Pumphrey Stadium, as your Lady Lions soccer team will host Grambling State in a 3:30 p.m. start. Also, your UAPB volleyball team will take on Harding University on Monday, November the 4th, in a 7 p.m. start at H.O. Clemens Arena. All right, let's give Mr. Tony Down a round of applause to let us come out to his establishment today. Also, the UAPB Department of Athletics would like to thank Brookshire's for being the title sponsor of the student tailgate that takes place 3 hours before kickoff for every Golden Lions home football game. One more thing. The UAPB Department of Athletics would like to wish everyone who celebrates a birthday for the month of October a happy birthday. And this moderator would like to wish a very special birthday to Miss Veronica Johnson in Tallahassee, Florida. And Daddy loves you, and he will see you next month. Once again, thank you for coming out. And until we meet again, keep those calls, emails, and Twitter alerts coming in, and have a wonderful Golden Lion Day.